there are moments.
No, do I look really bad? What's
no,
going
you
on?
don't look really bad. You look fine.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's one of those. The light. So it's kind of a really a thought or a ponder, right?
Ooh, ponder.
Where, okay, everybody talks about, how things are like real crazy, and like real insane right now, right? But nobody like wants to talk about the fact that like fucking 100 years ago, okay, in New York City, they had fucking horses, all right? Shitting everywhere. People lived in disease, all right? There was no like clean water, all right? You just lived in absolute filth, all right? You think like we live like fucking kings and queens compared to those people. I'm just saying. Just saying, it's like a little bit of a thought there for a sec, like I hear you that things are crazy, but you don't have no white people wearing the KKK outfits fucking shooting black people all the time no more.
People argue and say that it's still like full-fledged happening.
I don't think so. I don't
not
believe
like
that bullshit.
It used to. Not like it used to, but people will argue and say that it's still a thing. I told you that when my grandpa was in the Army, Navy, my grandpa was in the Navy, my mom's dad, he was in a locker room or, like something when he was in the Navy. And some guy asked him if he wanted to join the KKK and showed him a KKK card. And my grandpa was like, no. He was like, yeah, no.
Yeah. A big,
and he was like, he's like, don't you ever fucking talk to me about any of that shit ever again. And he was like, you ever, be doing stuff like that around here? He's like, we'll kick your ass. But he asked him. So it's a real thing. At least it was back then.
Yeah, but you know what? It's looking at the ability that we have today is astronomical. With all of the issues and the problems that we have, we live in a really great time. Look, I am the type of, future mechanic, future auto technician, that I love old cars. But at the same time, I do realize like all of the things that we have progressed with and gotten so much better with, even within that industry and like so many other things. There's a lot of problems, agreed. But there's still a lot of great things that are going on.
Yeah, I think where we went wrong is that we got too many people concentrated in a small area. And that's like where you get like disease and like poverty and different things like that. Like,
because prices and everything just keep going up.
If you have a good balance between like resources and the amount of people, then it'll be fine. But if you don't have enough people, you can't get enough resources. But if you have enough people, you got like a good balance, you'd be fine. But once our cities started to grow and become like populated, like one thing that I always thought was really fascinating was like this documentary that I saw on like milk, and there was this like giant like poisoning that happened in like I think it was like New York City or like some big ass city or something, like back in like the 20s or 40s. I don't know. Such a terrible like description of what happened, but it's like I'm generalizing like a million things. But what happened is like the city was like kind of okay, and they're like distributing milk and it's like kind of okay, but then once the city like grew like more deeply and they started distributing like more milk out like at a bigger level to more people, some type of disease spread, and it was like in the milk, and it because there were so many people in such a dense area, it affected so many people that it like killed like a bunch of children. And like I think that like
Do you understand?
But the issue is that there's too many people in this like tight little city, and it's been proven many times that it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy for people to live like that. That we should be more spread out.
It's funny you mentioned milk because I found out a weird fact the other day. Do you know that Al Capone is the one that's responsible for putting expiration dates on milk?
No, I didn't know, but
Isn't that wild?
that's good.
Yeah, because like there was no expiration date and people were just drinking sour milk because they thought it was okay.
I'm not a big milk drinker. Like I don't like milk for the most part, but I put a lot of milk in my coffees and like my lattes.
You know what? It's interesting because people, is particularly in this country, don't really understand how dairy arrives in their grocery store. Because most people think like it's the grocery store's responsibility of getting the dairy into their stores, but it's not how it works.
I don't know, but in Iowa we have like a local dairy distributor that like all of our milk comes from like seriously like just a few miles away.
Yeah, most places don't have that.
Yeah. I know that they have one in a few different like cities. Like I've moved to places and been like, like what's your local milk? We have Anderson Erickson, and then like they make all of the dairy products like in that area. So they make all the cream cheese, they make all the dips, they make string cheese, they make all your cheeses, they make everything. Like and they make it all local.
It's a Wisconsin's
Um
pleasure.
it's an Iowa thing, but like, yeah, I mean, they'll make everything that you end up buying that's like dairy, yogurts, all of it.
The wild thing is we live in a country where we can be independent. We have plenty of resources to be able to. Yeah, there are many things that we do need to rely on other nations and other places. But we have spent so much time on war and propaganda and just pure stupidity that we rely so much on export where there's so much value that exists here in this country. It's like people
Yeah.
complain that their groceries are so expensive. It's because none of this shit is grown here.
Well, I mean, everything we need will come out of nature. Everything. Like our medicines, everything, but we've like chosen to find other ways to source them. But I mean, we have a whole country of land. Like we have tons of available people. Like we do not need things from other places. Like
And then it gets even more crazier when you find out that we put toxic chemicals in our foods that are banned in over 100 countries, including Canada. And we feed that shit to kids.
and I mean again, a lot of this has to do with like how many people is it that they're trying to feed. They don't have as many citizens in Canada as we do in America.
It's not
Like,
the point. The point
but I'm saying that's why. That I think that's why America
it's also
lets
money.
it happen.
It's also come on.
Everything's always money. It's always everything always. I remember one time I ruined an entire podcast by just being like one big dark cloud that was like, it's because of money, like on like everything.
Yeah, but like
that.
it's kind of true though. It is all kind of about because
It is.
think about if they can make Doritos bright, and shiny, they're gonna make it fucking bright and shiny. All right,
Colorful.
they're gonna make Pringles, have that crisp. They're going to do whatever they can to throw whatever chemicals and things on there to make it as perfect as possible as a product. All I'm saying is we need to take responsibility, which is the fact is we're going to snack and we're going to nosh. That's fine. Okay? But not accepting the fact that we eat unhealthy food. The fact that we don't accept the fact that we live in a divided society. I don't give a shit who you are or what you are. Are you a nice person? Can we talk? Can we have a good conversation? Like,
I
that's
think
it.
part of the issue with our food is that we're not eating communally anymore. we're
No.
all kind of like eating individually alone at different times. Like it's like I get off work and I need some food. I am on a lunch break that doesn't line up with other people. I need some alone time. I'm eating alone. Like, and I think that human beings are meant to eat communally and that it is actually more affordable for us to eat communally, to make a big meal of food that we all put a few dollars in on. And then, I mean, we used to do that all the time in college, like, or after college. All the time, me and my friends would make like a giant brunch together and we'd all just like throw in $5. And it was so much more affordable than like the way that it is like when I go to the grocery store. And how much food I go through. I mean, I think we talked about food waste on the last time that we filmed, where it's like I don't need as much food as the portions that they sell it in because I'm just one person and it'll go bad, but they don't sell smaller portions. And then, like, I also feel like something's happening where food is going bad faster because I think that the big farms are not making less food. I think because people are buying less groceries, because people are cutting corners like money-wise with their food.
Yeah,
And
and
so
these large farms, like just to put it in numbers so people can have an understanding, they can produce tons of
so
cucumbers,
I don't think that they've
tons.
cut down on how much they're producing. I think that what they're doing is they're storing it and they're putting it out like
It's
slowly.
called freeze drying. But they do this all the fucking time. When you buy
It's not
certain
fresh anymore.
yeah, like it's called freeze dry, where basically like they put this in like a refrigeration process that like halts its like life expectancy, and then when they're ready to sell it, they pull it out, which can sometimes be up to 9 months. That means you buy that fucking apple, it's 9 months old. So
It's not doing anything for you. There are like these like cults in the 70s. There was one that was like really obsessed with like nutrition and they thought that you had to eat the fruit or vegetable within a certain time period of when it detaches from the root. They truly believed that it loses nutrients within the amount of minutes that it has been separated from its nutrient source. I mean, just fucking imagine. Like, that's crazy. Now, on the other hand, I did read way back that like broccoli, when it's cut like from the source, if it's flat flash frozen like right away, it'll freeze all the nutrients into it. But if it's cut and it's just sold just cut, it loses its nutrients. But this like flash freezing, like if they freeze it like right away, then it'll like trap all the nutrients in it is something that's kind of neat, but I don't think that's what's happening. But it could be cool if they did it that way. But most frozen vegetables that are like in bags, they freeze immediately. And so they actually have some good type of nutrients in them, but unfortunately what ends up happening is that people microwave the frozen vegetables often and it loses all the nutrients that was frozen into it. I know some things.
I know it's really it's a hard pill to swallow because we've kind of the way to put it is like this. Think of the year 1947 for just a second. 1947 was the year of the industrial farms. It was the year of pretty much the industrialized consumer products, food products that we have today. And it just continued from there. What I'm trying to get at is this: you run into a point where if you remove nature from farming, which is predominantly what they've done, you run out of topsoil. You create runoff that is toxic, that goes through the water supply, which basically poisons the land. It's like it takes time and effort to make a farm that is a part of nature, that doesn't define nature in any shape or form. It's not easy, it doesn't grow as well. But I don't know.
My dad pointed out that the government likes to get rid of farmland because they like tax money. So, like, they want buildings and mostly like homes and like dwellings and businesses to be built everywhere because then they can charge tax on all of those little square boxes that they've built on
They
top of
make more money
nature.
off of tax than anything else.
And
Correct.
yeah, so like basically
I mean, look at Puerto Rico. Jeez.
this greed for tax money is what's driven all of the greenery to be built on top of. I mean, nature is resilient though. Like if we give up, nature will grow over all that concrete.
Look at Detroit. I mean, it's a great example of it, where literally nature has come to its power and it just swallows up a whole house. Doesn't care. It's like, hey, you decided to leave. That's your choice. Well, we're gonna park ourselves here.
It can
It's
move pretty fast. It can. It's pretty
really
cool.
quickly. And I mean, look at like even with the recent hurricane that hit Hurricane I think Helene. Uh Wild. I mean, I'm literally like here in South Florida and I mean we had a little tinkle. But I mean it got hit real bad in like, the deep south. So
Well, yeah, down by my sister, like the water came up to the pier. So like the sand is like even with the with the actual like bridge, which is like not good at all. And they have to like pull a lot of sand out of like the first street and bring it back. For some reason the tide like completely changed. Like all the sand like traveled like up and there's almost just like a cliff now of just like sand. Like there's no like beach that like travels out. It's really wild. It makes me because I mean like different
but her
beaches.
like her property wasn't damaged or anything. Like
Not this one, no. Sometimes she gets like flooding or she gets like bad like wind damage, like stuff flying in the
does
air,
she have
like
like hurricane
smacking into
impact
things.
windows?
She's got like the like covers,
No,
they're
she's
like
got to get hurricane impact windows.
I have no idea. They put things over the windows. They like drop down and cover the windows.
Nah.
Maybe she does. I don't know. I
I
don't live in
mean,
her
I would hope
house.
so because like that's honestly the move. Like that's how a lot of people have been able to save their homes here. I mean,
It does not make me want to like live down there.
your
Yeah, my
parent
parents' trailer does great.
didn't
My
get hit.
mom,
Everything was fine.
everything's fine. My mom's prayed over that trailer so hard.
I mean,
Like
was anybody else's trailer like hurt or anything during the
other
storm?
people's trailer got destroyed on the last couple hurricanes.
But not
Like
this
that.
one.
I don't know. I didn't ask her if anybody's got destroyed this hurricane, but um I know that the water washed up into the restaurant down there, Sharky's, and so the restaurant's all flooded. They said it'll be closed for a long time, which is unfortunate. But
Yeah.
that restaurant makes a lot of money, so I think they'll be quite all right. But yeah, I mean that's like the best thing to do down there is the beach. So my parents will be down there again soon, so we'll see. What they have to say about it, but it is probably pretty crazy to see things in that kind of state.
Yeah, and you know what? It's a wild thing because you realize that it's not it's not that nature doesn't care about you. Nature doesn't give a shit about you. It really doesn't.
Oh
It
no.
it's like I'm gonna make a tornado and I'm just gonna plow down. I'm gonna make a hurricane that's just gonna wash what like there is no mercy.
Yeah, nature will set you straight. Yeah, it will. It'll like humble you. Yeah, you think you're like
Literally.
all powerful, and it's like, yeah,
No.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel that way about the pandemic. I feel like it was like a act of nature. It just that there was a disaster. So
Well, look, they played around with gain of function research, and everybody knew how dangerous it was, and it gave no success. There was no reason to do it except being just a crazy scientist that has a crazy idea that you want to explore. That is extremely dangerous. But
uh,
the reality is they blew it out of the fucking portion. Like the whole scenario, like they blew up the numbers, they covered up a lot of stuff, they lied. Like I I don't have any words. I literally have no words because like I'm the type of person, like I've said this before, like I came out of that with no living father. And they
yeah,
covered all that crap up. They,
it's
it's
it's evil,
horrendous.
complete evil.
Yeah.
I I
Are we
think that
taking a Are we
if
taking a dark turn?
no, there
Yeah.
would I was gonna say something. I was gonna mispronounce Camilla's name for fun.
That
Um,
makes me think of Cruella de Vil for some strange reason, right?
I like saying Camilla. Um,
Camilla de Vil, Camilla,
and
Camilla. Oh, I
then
like that. Yeah, that has a good
I'm just
ring.
gonna say I will never like the president, no matter who they are. Um, no matter what, I'm never gonna like the president. I did like Barack Obama, but that's back in my naive days.
Think about them as like the part-time employee at Denny's. The part-time employee at Denny's is there for 4 years, sometimes 8.
Okay.
And then because okay, the way to think about it is like this: the system has been around for 260 odd years, right? Something a little less. I don't remember the numbers, but take that into perspective.
You're
It
like,
has
how much of a dent can it make? Is that what you're
right
trying to
because that
say?
system has
It
survived
can it can
assassinations, 48 presidents. Like the next person that goes in there is just going to make a small dent on a 200-year-old system.
okay. Okay, sure. But
You,
it can make a big
it
difference.
can make a big dent, right?
Okay,
Because you
so
have
here
just like not even trying to get political for a second, but just going to throw this out there. You have, particularly with Trump's side, you get a person like RFK who actually has been able to be a person that has done change as a lawyer and has been successful that could possibly help our food crisis that we have here in the States. That's one. Two, you get a person like Tulsi Gabbard, which has a military background. She understands what suffering is and can offer tremendous potential for the education system, which I'm going to be real honest right now, sucks balls.
yeah,
Sucks
it
balls. It's
well, I
terrible.
mean, people are killing each other. That's part of the education system.
Somebody like Tulsi Gabbard coming in and stepping in is just like, so that's what I'm saying is like you want to look at the bigger picture. It's like his team gives you two people that could make two possible dents on the 200-year-old system.
I
They could
understand
be
you're
able to start
passionate.
that change that we may experience in the next 15 years. We don't know.
So,
Yeah. Deeper way of thinking about it.
something should be done about education. It's a shit show mess. What I was saying about Camilla is that
Camilla DeVille. Yeah.
I never liked the president. You know, no matter who they are. I sometimes kind of liked Obama, but he's still the president, so he's like the man. I don't like the man. And the man is the government. And so I just am concerned that if I say that I don't like the president, if she wins, if people are just going to just call me racist. And it's like, no, I don't like the president. Like, and I feel
I don't know
like
where race is. See, I'm like, why is
that's what
race even
I
a
feel like
conversation?
it shouldn't, but I
Right.
feel like because I'm a white person and the president. And I feel like if I were a white man, it might be like even more like, but it's like, that's not why I don't like her. Like, you could have put anyone there. Like, but I feel
Unless
like I
she
can't openly hate the president as
unless
much as
she
I
has a
usually do.
unless she has a teleprompter, she can't properly speak. That's fact.
I mean, that's how the Democratic president was. He can't talk at all. He just read.
Just,
She's got a thing in her ear. It's no joke. It's there.
it
It's there 24/7.
has to be.
She's a little puppet.
Like, the way I look at it is like this. It's look, I'm libertarian, all right? I'm libertarian hardcore, okay? I'm a conservative, well, left-wing conservative, gay man, all right? And I'm telling you that there's more potential on that team. Like, I just mentioned, you got RFK and you got Tulsi Gabbard. Let's not forget, you also got JD Vance.
It's just not appropriate for anyone to assume that my hate for one candidate means my support for another.
I just can't stand the last 4 years of this country, like, to be honest. And it's like you're getting the same for the next 4 years. And I personally don't see any benefit or potential. So I'm on your team over here. I'm like, I don't hate the president. It's like, we didn't like the past 4 years.
And
we're not gonna like we're not gonna like the next 4 years either.
So, on a whole other note, there is an ice cream shop, locally owned, small business ice cream shop. And they made a Halloween themed ice cream. Guess what it is?
It has marshmallows. Definitely has marshmallows.
That would be cool, right? This is a carameled apple.
What?
Yeah.
So
carameled apple ice cream. Yeah.
Wait, okay, so are there apple pieces or caramel pieces?
Caramel pieces. Here, I'm going to send it.
Okay, so how exactly do they get the apple? Now I'm curious. All right.
Well, I mean, I want to know, but here, you just look at their Facebook page real quick so that you can get like a visual. But here, I'll look at the visual too. And then, I mean, what it says is just,
wow, what a side
fall
note.
is here. And so are our fall flavors. So there's more than one fall flavor.
Oh my god, it's green. It's freaking green.
It's carameled apple. This is like, this place is called the Black Cat. And they're doing Halloween flavors. I don't see.
They have one here, just from 11:39. Another summer is in the books. What was your favorite flavor? What flavors? Yes, we are open. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Oh, they have a butterbeer.
Money. They have a butterbeer flavor? That's wild. Oh, that's wild. Oh, that looks good. Oh
Killer Bee.
Killer Bee?
Apple cider donut.
I have a little bit of a grudge with apple cider donuts for a simple reason. Because a lot of the times apple cider, I don't know, it just, I had an apple cider fritter. And that was the best shit I've ever had in my life. I'm not gonna lie, like that. Oh, just thinking about it, oh my god! And it was warm, and it had the sauce on there, and it had whipped cream.
Pumpkin spice latte.
I can't because I watched that video, right, with the lady that turns into a pumpkin. This is my embarrassing moment. I watched that video, like it was a cartoon of this like lady that she like turned into a pumpkin.
Why?
Like, getting a pumpkin latte. You can find this on YouTube. And it scarred me, and I'm like, I can't order one.
Dude, that would be good for your budget. Like,
no. I just think of like her carving the knife to open up like a hole so she can pour the drink. It was weird, okay? It was a weird video. No. Yes.
She carved a hole in herself.
Yeah, because she turned into like a pumpkin.
So she had no lips, so she like needs to like.
Yeah, so she like, yeah.
It reminds me of like, like a drug commercial. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god.
yeah. And also it reminds me of like when everybody became a vegetarian there for like a while. There was like a video that was going
PETA.
around.
It was from PETA.
I don't know, but everybody
No, it
like
was from
hated
PETA.
it.
It was definitely from PETA. I promise you
People
that.
watched this video and everybody became a vegetarian for a minute. It was crazy.
You know,
Everybody was so bothered by what they saw.
my message to vegans is this, okay? Minus people that have allergens towards meats.
I didn't watch it. I
You
was like,
want
I'm
to
not
be a
gonna ruin
vegan?
it.
You want to be a vegan? Tell you what, if you really love the animals, you really care about them, support your local farmers that also have slaughterhouses. Because those people actually fucking taking care of those cows and care for them. And I promise you that's the best place you'll be able to get meat. They care for those animals.
Yeah, local.
Yeah. It's like, look, cows have evolved to rely on humans. The simple fact is that cows overpopulate. The simple fact is that there are farmers that really take care of their cows and they do slaughter them, but they make sure that they're slaughtered humanely.
For the most part, yeah. I would say, like, yeah, they have a whole different way of living, but it's like there's a lot of it out here. Like I said, we have 4-H, which is really cool. It's a
But
big thing.
I don't know. I like my meat. You know,
I can't stop. Yeah, like specifically breakfast, and pepperoni pizza, salamis. Yes, I do.
yeah, pepperoni pizza, especially when you get pepperoni pizza from the right place.
I crave
Ah,
savory a lot, and meat fits that category, but often my body wants something savory. And I think like I often really want like warm food. Um, but I don't know. I like a good beef jerky.
I saw those sausages in Target the other day. Do you know what I'm talking about? The Bavarian. Yeah, the sausage links, and I was just like, oh, I was so tempted.
Yum.
I know, but they're so expensive. They're like literally,
Everything is.
it's like $6.
Everything. Dude, I went to go look at stuff. Like I was like looking at like coats and sweaters and shit. And everything was like fucking like $200 to $300. And I was like, oh my God. I went to go look for chairs and everything was like $300 to $500. I was like, no. Like, I will be going to the thrift shop and getting some old dead lady's chair. Like
Yeah,
this
like she
fucking,
probably died in it, but like it doesn't matter.
and I guess I'll go get an old lady's coat too. Like, God.
Some of those old lady coats are
Mm.
fucking bitchin'. Like, I mean, they're like, just the feathers, and just the ambiance. It's just,
If you could
girl,
buy an old lady's groceries, I'd be stuck with that too.
shit. Ain't that the truth? So you got an old lady's coat. I'm happy for you. How was it?
I'm not getting the old lady's coat.
Oh shit!
I'm not
Thought
getting
you
the old lady's
were. I thought you just said you
chair. I'm not getting any of it. I'm just not gonna have a chair or a coat.
I've had the same bed for the past 5 years.
Shit, you need a new bed.
No.
Get it when you move, though. Don't, cause like,
No, I like my bed frame. Like that's the thing is like I love my bed frame. I
oh,
love
your
my
frame, that's fine. Your mattress, you need to replace over like 3 years, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Well, what does the internet say?
I think like 13 years.
What the fuck? How often
Yeah.
should you replace your mattress?
I think it's like oh my god, I think it's every 13 years.
So maybe it's just like your your bed sheets. You should like legit throw them away.
I do. I definitely throw away bed sheets. I 100% throw bed sheets away.
Okay, every 7 to 10 years, you should throw your mattress away. It's better than 15. Like I was closer. Every 7 to 10 years.
I'm gonna like push it to 10.5.
Sure.
Yeah. You know, I'm just like that type of person. I'm like, it's like my inner Jew is calling to me, and it's like saying,
save your money.
Save me your money. Save your money. Save your money. Because I
Stretch
don't
it out.
have any money, but like it's just like save your money. Save your money. Save your money.
And the money that you don't have, save
and the
it.
money I don't have, save your money. Save it. So
yeah, it would just go on a credit card if I did it anyways. Maybe it's your pillow. How often are you supposed to throw your pillow away?
I like my pillows.
I know. How often?
Oh my god, this is like I'm not gonna lie, I do have a problem of throwing things away, particularly when it comes to certain things that are mine. But
you'll never believe it.
2 years.
Every 1 to 2 years. In general, you should replace your pillow every 1 to 2 years. However, lifespan of a pillow depends on the type of pillow and how well you care for it. Here are some signs that it might be time to replace your pillow.
Holy shit, here it comes. Buckle up, motherfuckers.
It's lost its shape.
Whoa.
Pillows can lose their shape over time, especially down alternative, or shredded foam pillows.
You know what she's talking about.
It's not fresh. Even after washing, your pillow doesn't seem as fresh as it once was. It's trapping dust. A cloud of dust puffs out when you flip your pillow.
Whoa. I gotta rethink my life right now, you know, for a sec. Like, you gotta, like, swallow in the truth and be able to accept it and be like, damn, am I really that dirty?
It says your pillow's causing acne or neck pain. You're waking up with acne or a crick in your neck. I feel like it says that you should wash your pillow in the laundry every 3 to 6 months, but every 2 years it's suggested to get a pillow. No, I think I had
That's
heard
a bit excessive, don't you think?
I had heard every 3 years to replace your pillow because like there really is quite a lot of sweat that comes out of the human head and neck. So I do think that after 3 years, it's not a horrible idea to look for a new
No, it's not.
pillow.
It's not a horror. It just makes you
But
now
1
start to
year,
think.
every 1 year is maybe a lot. But I think putting it through the wash, but you take a big chance putting your pillow through the wash. Now, if you replace your pillowcase like consistently, I think you maybe don't have to put your pillow through the wash as much, you know? You know what I mean? Like if you're really replacing that a lot,
I'm
but
like really thinking about, holy shit. Like, this is the kind of conversation where you're like, this is gonna like be eating at my brain.
no, it's okay. It's really silly, but this really fits the description that I explained about what the podcast is, where it's like it's a thought, but then like we get the chance to like go like really detailed into the thought, like you know, like
actually
finding
out like when you're supposed to be changing this shit. You're like, whoa.
Well, my pillow is a squishmallow. And so I wanted to see how I should wash my squishmallow, but like my squishmallow is insanely special to me. So I don't want anything to happen to it. So I'm kind of like afraid to wash it, but I know that I can't just like keep like raw dogging my squishmallow every night and like not cleaning it because it doesn't have a pillowcase on it, you know? So like I've got to clean it.
Well,
I don't know.
I have two, I think they're called Birmingham hotel pillows.
Ooh.
They're $40 a piece.
Oh.
Yeah.
$80 under my head. Sometimes
yeah, $80 under my head, baby girl. But I love
my
those.
Squishmallow was only $16. Sorry.
Don't judge me on my $40 pillows because they are.
I'm not.
No, I know you're not. But I'm just saying, like, $40 pillow is just some what $16? Are you for real?
What was the $40?
$40.
Make you holla?
I'd be
Holla, holla,
like,
$40?
well, I can be like, if it was 50, I'd be like, it's 50. You know, I got
Oh,
one 50,
no.
I got another 50, and then I got 100. You want to wrap this up?
I don't know. Is anyone in Hollywood not a pedophile?
Besides P. Diddy?
Do you think he really did that stuff?
Oh, probably. I mean, it was hilarious when they you found out that Camilla or Kamula, whatever her name is,
Kushterma?
she was like with Diddy, you know, like did he did he do, did he dumb, did he do? Yeah, she did he do.
No one has said anything about Diddy for like 10 years, and all of a sudden he's like relevant.
Because Diddy is like a sore thumb that sticks out like nobody's business. Like that man does not know when to shut the fuck up. Okay, that's his problem. He doesn't know when.
No one uses baby oil as lubricant. Nobody.
Pity do.
I don't know. It's not. I don't know. It's like odd. Like just like. Did you see the picture? It's just like all these like. It looks so staged. Like it looks like somebody came in and put like a billion things of baby oil.
Can you imagine like Diddy on the phone be like, make sure those bottles line up the right way.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know.
Whatever they're telling us isn't the truth.
Probably isn't, but it's kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. Like, these past couple of months have been really fucking fun.
I don't know. Why don't they
fun in a crazy and like, oh my god, insane way. Fun.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I thought that aliens had some type of president, but I guess not.
Yeah, not anymore. They're not as important until they start like attacking us. And then when they start attacking us, then they start to be important.
Well, I feel like aliens weren't a good enough distraction. And then they were like, well, we got a lot of distraction out of Epstein stuff. Like, we should just do that again. But then
they threw in like the Hunter Biden case. It's kind of like, wow, they just everything and anything.
I also have this idea that like some foreign spy from another country is trying to destroy Hollywood from the inside out.
Possibly.
Because Hollywood is something that America is proud of. It's like something that we're the best at.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it would be successful to destroy Hollywood if you were trying to destroy America.
Indeed, my dear comrade.
Yes. Pinky.
But
it's been a good episode.
With that Russian disinformation for you. Hey. If you want to check out Carissa, you can find her on Instagram at American Groove Pod. If you want to check us out on Lost in the Groove, you can find us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube at Lost in the Groove Pod. So with that, what do we tell these people? What do we tell these people when we're done with them? That we're done, we're finished, we're finito.
Go live your lives. Come back when you want some more.
Praise, play, and eat. Ain't it the truth? All right, motherfuckers, we're out. Peace.
Eat, pray, love.
Eat, pray, love.